The ANC has suffered big losses, while the DA kept its second position. That's in most areas. Over 170, looking at the numbers of 170 municipalities are hung. Okay, with that, let me bring in election analyst Wayne Sussman, who joins me now in studio. Very good evening, Wayne. Are you well?
Tired but well. We've been going for almost 48 hours, but we're not going to stop.
Yep, you're not going to stop. You're not allowed to stop. Wayne, let's talk about rays of light and a little bit of hope for, couple of the parties that were hit hard.
Correct. So when one looks at the ANC and the DA, it's been a pretty tough 24, 36 hours for them. They've suffered losses. They've suffered losing some very key municipalities, and I'm sure that there's some despondency. So I do have some rays of light for them. Let's go to the Senku municipality, which is near the Maloti Mountains, some of the most beautiful mountain passes in the country, where the Tiffendale ski resort is. There, the mayor, Novio Mposelwa, has won re-election for the ANC. She's increased her party support. She's reduced the official opposition, which was a local party. This theme to this year's election is all about the strength of local parties. But here's a mayor who has led her municipality well, who has been a great ambassador for the ANC, who has increased her party support and thrashed the local party opposition and built a convincing majority, because she produces clean audit after clean audit. And the lesson there is, for people in the ANC, is that if you have great mayors and great leaders, you can get increased results. Then let's go to the Democratic Alliance. Let's go to Mfuleni in Vanderbijl Park, the municipality which gave us two great captains, Aaron Mokoena and Francois Pienaar. And there we see the ANC getting a massive hiding, and the Democratic Alliance, where across the country they're losing seats to parties like the Patriotic Alliance and the Freedom Front. In this municipality, they've increased their seats. One of the reasons is because I believe in Midvaal next door, the residents in Mfuleni, the residents in Vanderbijl Park have seen a well-run municipality. And the lesson there is, if people can experience the way we do things, they are more likely to vote for us. So you see this Midvaal effect. So I know ANC supporters and DA supporters might be despondent, but I've just given you some rays of hope from across the country.
All right. Key is if people can see the way that we run things.
Correct.
Works both ways, doesn't it? Sometimes they see you running things badly, and next time it's bye-bye. I want to talk about the smaller parties that you're talking about here. You mentioned the small party that was thrashed by the ANC candidate. We're seeing, a plethora of these smaller parties. How long do these parties last? I mean, you take us back, maybe to the last election and so forth. Are we going to see these parties strengthen, or do they just come in for now and then disappear after a while?
It's a great question. So across so many municipalities tonight, there are leaders of small parties who are the kingmakers. They have the future of their town or municipality in their hands, and if they make the right decisions, they can stick around. If they make the wrong decisions, they can be resigned to the dustbins of history. So I'll give an example. In the Northern Cape, there's a party called the Kgatelopele Community Forum, Daniel Scale, Lime Quarry Country. They were the kingmakers in the small municipality, and they worked on one hand with the DA, then with the ANC. There was so much infighting. They didn't even show up on the ballot, let alone at the voting stations this time. They fell apart, and that's a lesson. We can look, I'm sure everyone remembers BRA, the Bushbuck Ridge Residents Association. They're a phenomenon in Bushbuck Ridge and in Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
They even got to Parliament in the provincial legislature. They hardly featured because of so much infighting. So there's a lesson to be learnt. If you're going to let down your residents, if you're going to be consumed by infighting, you're going to have a tough 5 years ahead.
The other thing I have to ask you before I let you go has got to be all these new fresh parties, new ideas, independent candidates. It's lovely. What about experience? When they step in there now, they've got to, do the job. That's what they've been complaining about, is the experience there.
And the challenges are greater than ever. Our municipalities are desperate for good leadership. It's all about sanitation. It's all about roads. It's all about lights. It's all about refuse collection. And the people who get elected to serve and the people who get into the executive positions from these smaller parties better hit the ground running.
Otherwise, they're not going to survive. Five years' time, those two examples you gave us, one in Bushbuck Bridge. Didn't know that party, though, by the way. Second time it's been mentioned on this particular show. Wayne, thank you so much. We'll catch up with you a little bit later.